can feel how cold it is outside, right?
Yeah, I know. I mean, it gets colder. It's just
Look at that.
Yeah.
Really, yes.
Beautiful.
Then you start seeing lots and lots of sheep.
You know, like
But it's not as much as
I mean, if you were
you
about
find in New Zealand. We don't have too much sheep here.
No. We actually don't have not as many sheep now. It's New Zealand. It's more cow.
Oh.
They make more money on cows than sheep.
Okay.
But if you were a balaclava in New Zealand,
But sometimes you can find that.
if you were a balaclava, you're kind of a robber.
Oh yes,
You know?
yes. Most definitely.
These guys are living in the cold. So what happens? We go over the hill, and then what happens? When we go over the hill shortly.
We're still a long drive away from where we were.
Going very slowly, so it's like 2 o'clock.
Yeah. You can go a little faster.
Trying, but the car.
But you can.
He doesn't have to. I think this curves are too much.
The car doesn't really go up hills very fast.
Is it?
Yeah. Not very, but it's not a big car.
Yeah, it's a small car. Now you're French. They can give you a ride if you ask nicely. You are not interested.
I would go for if you want to go for a ride. I'll go for a ride.
If you are interested, they would actually do that. Just wanted you to have experience that you are.
Well, I don't want to go for a ride if you guys have to sit there waiting and stuff.
No, we can go off.
Do you want to go for a ride as well?
In Semonkong, I think at Semonkong the horses.
Yeah. And they have abseiling. The longest abseil in the world. The Semonkong, where we go.
The what?
Longest abseil in the world.
Longest up.
Abseil.
Abseil.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Up here.
Yeah, where are we going?
I don't need to go for a ride on a horse.
Yeah, it's fine. What you need is an abseil, the longest abseil in the world. Probably. That'll probably be what you need. But the unfortunate part about it is that it will require us to first go to Semonkong Lodge because it's provided for by Semonkong Lodge. It's Semonkong Lodge's business. It's a nice church.
That was a good sight, right? 2 people with balaclavas and lots of donkeys.
Hey, careful.
Sorry. Yeah, we sit here, we haven't got a flat tire.
The potholes.
Yeah.
They're hidden somewhere. You can't see them.
So to go through, okay.
So we have one pass that we need to go through.
Yeah.
This side, and then after going through it, we go close to them.
Okay.
That looks like a new road being constructed.
Wow, isn't it beautiful?
Oh no, it's not new, but it's going to those villages over there.
So it's the black bit where they've been burning it.
Huh?
Why do they burn it to make the soil better?
Those guys were
Burning. No, it's this guys, the pasture. It's what they do is that they burn so that they can get greener grass.
Yes. Yeah.
when rain falls.
Yeah. So they get a better. They fertilize. It's fertilized through the burning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's crazy because they're killing indigenous plants. Some of them, they might not grow back because they're not like grass. They would need their upper body to survive, unlike grass that simply just uses their roots to grow back.
Wow, it's amazing.
So it's sharp turns.
Everyone's happy.
Everybody's happy. But then this was, they look like hip hop boys.
Yeah.
They're doing their hands like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo man.
They're cool, bro.
What's up, man? Are we getting close? 30 kilometers to Semonkong. Just not that bad. See? You asked why I took water. You First, why? Now you need my order.
Please make me somehow.
You have never been to the high mountains?
No, try not to be like this. Where you have to. I don't understand it.
Oh, so you haven't been up here before?
What?
Is that what you're saying? You haven't been up here before?
How's your cat?
No.
You haven't been Mokhotong?
We need to put on our balaclavas.
She hasn't really been to the high places.
I don't
And I told her to take something heavy, but she denied. She refused. I knew that it's gonna be very cold.
Okay, I feel like it's hot.
Okay, that's cool. Until we get to Semonkong, it will be very warm.
Wow. That's amazing.
These guys sometimes they cut corners when they get to the corners.
Yes.
You know, that's why majority of accidents sometimes happen. But otherwise, this is a very beautiful pass. This one we're coming to.
Yeah.
I love it. I've really enjoyed it.
So how high are we? How many meters above sea level?
Surely we should see a boat maybe somewhere.
Yeah, it's like we must be sort of about 3,500 or 3,000.
No. The highest point is 3.482. That's your Tabanan.
That's the highest mountain.
That's your Tabanan, and it's the highest peak in Southern Africa.
Right.
The whole of Southern Africa. Yeah.
That's pretty high. The highest bit in highest mountain in New Zealand is 3,700 or something.
Yeah, it's higher than ours. Yeah. You've been to it?
I haven't climbed it.
You should. You have climbed the highest peak.
I think if you climb the highest peak in New Zealand and you get it wrong, you die, right? It's like straight cliff.
Ah, then that's crazy.
Yeah,
okay.
So
I wasn't aware it's that extreme.
Yeah, no. So the mountains in New Zealand go straight up.
Also, the more like your East Island type of mountains.
They're more like the Andes in South America.
Oh yeah.
They go straight up. And so you know, like the Mount Everest.
Yeah.
The highest mountain in the
So
world.
the ice.
So the first person to climb Mount Everest was in New Zealand.
Is it?
Yeah, it's from New Zealand.
Okay, on record.
First person ever to climb it.
On record.
Yeah.
We can assume that maybe the indigenous people from Nepal have been climbing.
Maybe. I don't know. It's so high. He was with
But remember, for them it's easy because they have already acclimatized, right?
But he was with a Nepalese Sherpa.
Oh, Sherpa.
There was the two of them that went up.
Okay. Is it? Oh, some ice.
You can feel the air is very thin.
Yeah. There's still some ice along the road.
Right.
On the shallow side.
Snow, yeah.
Where the sun doesn't shine.
We can't make a snowman though.
Yeah, because it's just ice.
Not enough ice.
The reason for that is because it's just ice.
Look at that.
Oh, there it is, over there. You can see it.
Okay. So there's those nipples. Is that the nipple way back there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Can you get a photo looking back down there? Is that legal?
That's good.
That's amazing.
No, you should zoom.
They're a very beautiful country. Here we go. We're about to go over the top.
Yeah. Then we're gonna see a very nice flat area. Not very flat, but very open.
Like a tableland.
Yeah, it's quite open.
Yeah.
It was like my
I can wonder, I can imagine how this place is in summer. I think it's
very beautiful.
And so in summer it's green.
Yeah.
Because it's wet, right?
But it's yellowish because there are these plants that you see. Yeah, so they make these yellow flowers and they look very nice because there's that contrast between yellowish and green. So it's always so beautiful. I love this place here. It's more like a wetland, if you can see.
Yeah, yeah.
As
As in
your-
summer, it would sort of fill up with bits of water.
Yeah, it's just that meandering river type of thing. Are they having a picnic over there?
You see, the house is over there on your right. Those guys who are the kettles.
Oh yes. We also have.
They got a flash car and they just drove off.
We also have. If you can stop. You see those small houses over there. The kraal. You see the kraal, and
Yeah.
then there's a house in the background there. It's not actually a house. It's a motivo.
It was quite a good place to stop though, because look at this pond. I want to have that one. Do you want me to actually stop?
No, I just wanted to explain
Yeah.
so that you
Yeah.
actually pay
See.
attention to that. So we call them motivo. That's small temporary shelters that the shepherds make for their animals because they are nomadic.
Yeah,
So they don't stay in
so they
one
move
place.
around and they have little
Yes.
shelters. We're going to go to that little house now. Yeah. Wow.
So they stay in those places.
Away from home.
So my thesis was actually based on them.
Yeah, no, Jonathan told me that
Yeah.
about shepherds
Yeah.
and how their life was sort of dying out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They-
fascinating.
Yeah.
Is that where you're going to do your doctorate?
No. I'm looking to actually do more of or focus on understanding the architecture of the Bantu migrants, how the landscapes and time actually influenced how they did their buildings
Yeah.
or shelters
Over time.
over time and places.
Of migrants, of people arriving or leaving.
Alright, no, like from when we came from. Remember, the Bantu come from the north. We are
Yeah.
Bantu. We are people from places like Cameroon.
Yep.
From places like maybe Nigeria. We share the same blood.
Yeah,
as
you migrated
Nigerians.
down to here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I want to understand how. Maybe I can say from places like Tanzania. I can focus from Tanzania all the way to south of Africa, and then see how they adapted.
How?
their way
Okay.
of
So they started off with an architecture like this.
Yes.
And as you migrated down
yeah,
over
to these
many
certain places.
centuries,
Yes.
hundreds of millions, thousands of years,
Yes.
the architecture
Change.
evolves with the landscape.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a good.
It's quite interesting,
That's a
right?
good thesis.
Yeah.
So my thesis was on how the New Zealand. So your landscape is very old. Right?
Yeah.
It's a very old mountains.
Yeah.
And New Zealand's land, it's kind of a wee bit similar. But our landscape is very young.
Yeah.
And so what happened in New Zealand was that the white people turned up and they chopped down all the forest.
Oh.
Like quicker than anywhere.
Because the indigenous were hiding in the forest.
No,
or not?
because they chopped the forest down to try and make grass so they could make England.
Oh.
So
that's
so they
nice.
could so they chopped it down. All these
There's the other snow there.
Oh, over there.
and so my PhD was about the fact that our landscapes are shifting, and where they chopped the forest down and the farming's failed, which is in lots of places, then the new forest is coming back.
Yeah.
So if you see what I was saying is if you let the forest grow back,
Yeah.
then when you put a house in it, your house has to keep changing.
Oh.
It can't stay the same.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, so that was
Most definitely.
yeah. So that's led me to do all this research in cities, because cities don't stay the same either. Right?
Yeah.
So that's but that's a lovely research.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm really interested in it. I'm looking forward to it, really. I think it should be something to worth understanding, because I've always wanted to understand it, because one other thing is that see snow on your right?
Yeah.
Is that architecture is different today in many different parts of Southern Africa, right? But remember, cultures also changed. And, cultures are different. So I don't believe that the people who made it to the southmost part of Africa, their architecture of that migratory time is the same as the architecture of the indigenous people of those places today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe they had a different type of architecture.
But it changed. It changed because it's contextual. Isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But obviously,
but you look backwards to look forwards.
yes.
Yeah.
But obviously, the landscape always influences how we build, because the context determine the climate, the materials are available, the trees,
Yeah.
and all stuff like that. So I'm just worried that there might not be any records.
So, but
find.
that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. So I mean, it's good if you can find them. But but part of the thing about the research is to think of it like a question.
Yeah.
So if you phrase it with, if you start with a word like how,
Yeah.
like how does something,
Yeah.
then you don't have to have an answer.
Yeah.
If you start with what,
Yes.
then, you know,
Yeah.
what, then you have to have an answer.
Yes.
So if you phrase a question, because
Yeah.
the PhD is a question.
Yes.
So if you phrase a question like, how has the immigration
Yes. The
of
band.
of people from da 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 da
Yeah.
allowed an adaptation of architecture?
Yeah. In
Right,
different parts of South
So
Africa.
then if you can't find it,
Mm.
it doesn't matter. So if you can't find it, then you're just saying there isn't any record of this.
Yes.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And so then that's research in itself, right?
And the other thing about it is that I also thought, yes, it's a research on itself. I also thought of re-envisioning actually, or yes, how it could have been.
Yeah.
Yes. But I don't know, maybe it won't get to that extreme of
No, but
re-envisioning it.
but what happens in your doctorate is at the start you set this question,
Yeah.
and you go off and you start finding out what you can find, like
Yeah.
where the hole is.
Yeah.
So that's what the start is, and then as you do it, you make it tighter. So you start narrowing the question.
Yeah.
And so at the start point, you're trying to work out where's the information, and you might find it's not, you're not doing this of all people, you're doing it of one particular migration. You see what I mean? There's, you know,
Yes. For
and
instance,
then it gets easier.
For instance, it could be Basotho or the Shona. Because right now we can find. Because right now we can find the traces of how people maybe used to build in the past. You have your Mapungule where Peter Rich designed the interpretation center, right? There are settlements on top of the hill. There, the ruins of those settlements that depict how those people built. We have your Great Zimbabwe ruins. So I'm looking at those architecture.
So you can set up a lineage, timeline, and a timeline with a immigration map.
Yes.
And then will you do it through creative practice? Will you design stuff? Or is it just, is it historical?
I think it will be just. That's a complex thing. Remember, for me, it has to be research-based thesis. So it has to simply be theory.
It can be theory.
It can be designed.
Yeah. It can be designed.
Yeah. It can.
Yeah, I mean that's what the
for PhD. Yeah, now.
Yeah, so at Free State, and like how I did my doctorate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can do this at Free State, right?
Yeah.
You can do it, like you can do the PhD through design.
But so, the way I understand it is that you are looking at the body of work that you have already done.
No, you don't have to do it that way.
Is it?
You could go. You need to talk to Jonathan but you could do a PhD that went, here's my question, it's about immigration of these people coming from here to here, bringing in architecture. Look, you can see the architectures and all the spaces between it, and how it's changing. So that's the first bit of the thesis. The next thing I want to do is do creative practice, exploring what those architectures meant.
Okay.
Through my own hand, through my drawing or model making, or like I want to interpret it, because what I want to get to is an idea of, at the end of this, what is an architecture now that can draw on all that immigration.
That's nice.
That's you can do that in creative practice. So that would mean you do 60% of it would be design, like writing, 40% design.
That would be lovely. I would enjoy that.
Yeah, so but that's what the Free State is. The Free State University is the only place in Africa that's doing that.
Yeah, I know.
And so that's
but
good,
then
right?
my understanding was different.
Well,
I guess I didn't have a full understanding, because my understanding was that in order for you to be able to have to do physics PhD in design, you need to have experience of around 15 to 20 years and actually exploring the body of work.
I'd contest that.
Okay.
So my theory is, I don't know, right? Like, I'm not the bureaucrat.
Yeah.
I just sort of float around.
Yeah.
But when I did mine, I drew in some of my past projects.
Yeah.
But it was all forward. It was all new.
Okay.
Like, I made new stuff.
Okay.
And lots of the ones the Free State are doing are exploring their old projects.
Yeah.
But you don't have to explore your own projects.
No, that's interesting.
So therefore, if you write it like that, rather than just make this a historical account, a theoretical kind of thing.
Yes.
You make it a theoretical thing and a historical account with
Design.
some lemonade design.
Yeah.
Kind of your hand.
I would actually enjoy that one because I really enjoy design.
Okay. Yeah. So I tell you what happens. The cool thing about it is then you get to wear two hats.
Yeah.
So I often wore, when I was working,
Yeah.
wore two hats. Like I was, I'd be doing a design for someone,
Yeah.
like for a client.
Yeah.
But I'd be using the design in my doctorate.
Nice. That's interesting.
Yeah, because you can do that, right?
Yeah.
Like someone's getting you to do a house. They don't have to know exactly what's
you do on the other side.
And even the bit, you might just do it in the first bit of the sketch design. You might be kind of trialing something that you'd learned from your thesis research.
Yeah.
And then that's you only have to use it, right? And then you're filling up the thesis. That's how I did it. Yeah.
I hope they can allow me to do it like that.
Right, I'll talk to John.
You'll have me to negotiate.
Yeah,
right?
but when you do it, because I think you should do it, because I think you'll love it.
I'll enjoy it.
And I think you're a really clever dude, right? And
I'll enjoy it.
And once you get the PhD, what happens is the world opens.
Yeah.
Like just lots of stuff happens. If you can design and you've got a PhD, like
anything is possible.
Like,
I was actually about to ask you, how really do you land this crazy international project?
how do I what?
How do you land them?
Okay, so the masterclass. I went through about the masterclass. Okay.
Yes.
The bit you couldn't come. The masterclass to all the South African architects. I said, architects are really good at solving questions.
Yeah.
They're really good at answering things.
Yeah.
At solving problems.
Yeah.
That's really what we do. But in order to solve a problem, you have to have a question.
Oh yeah.
Just like your doctorate, right?
Yeah.
But what architects aren't good at is writing the question. So what happens is, and you will know from your practice, that some guy comes along, or some person, and in New Zealand it's usually an old white man with money. you know what I mean, right? They've got the money, and they ask you for something. And so most architects just give them what they asked for. Which that means all you're doing is giving back what that old white man
is looking for.
What he knows.
Yeah.
And so therefore you're just treating water. No one's moving forward, right? We're just doing the same thing over and over again.
Oh yeah.
Because the old white man with the money, he thinks he knows, but he doesn't actually know anything.
Oh yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, I hear you.
Yeah. So what the masterclass was about was I gave them maps of Bloemfontein.
Yeah.
And I said, in groups, you've got 1 hour.
This is a very dangerous sharp corner.
Yep. I said you've got 1 hour to find a problem in Bloemfontein and write a brief on how you're going to solve it. I don't want you to design anything. I want you to,
just a brief.
I want you to write the brief.
A question.
Yeah. How are you going to tackle this brief? So that's what the masterclass was. Because if you don't do that, all you're doing is just giving back what someone's told you to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So in our projects, that's what we do.
So that's how then you get a lot of attention from outside.
Well, what we do is, like, we're a little practice, so we try and we do it at the type of building that they want, right? They're looking for a library.
Yeah.
But for instance, then we're also trying to go, how can that library help the community?
Yeah.
How can that library help the people that have never been to a library?
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to make a library for the people that already go to the library.
Yeah.
Because they already go to
You
the
want to
library.
bring in people from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've changed the question. Do you see what I mean?
I see.
So that's how we kind of that's how we approach it. And whether or not I don't know. We've been lucky, I guess, in some ways. That's what the masterclass was about.
Oh yeah.
So, for instance, when we did this the timber building,
Yeah.
the red, which is it's become very famous, this building. The government said to us when we started, we gave them a sketch design, and the government said, we want you to use more timber, please.
Oh.
And we said, no, you've got it all wrong. We shouldn't. We should be making buildings with less timber, because then you can make more buildings with timber.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's it. So we rewrote their question. You see what I mean?
That's interesting.
And then so then what we did as a result is we came up with a way of making a timber building that used where the timber size is 1/4 of the size of normal,
Oh yeah.
by being sort of clever.
Oh yeah.
But then the timber's tiny, so it's easier to get, grow, and fabricate and erect, and then easier to change.
And I think what you're saying right now kind of reminds me of this lecture from F-World. It was quite interesting to talk about what they were talking about, architects becoming the builders, because that way it's very you get to understand your building. So it's not just about doing the design, doing the drawings. It's about actually crafting the building and bringing it to life.
Yeah, we don't build them, but we do a lot of research.
Yeah.
So the way for that building I was talking about had never been done before. So I mean, it's a completely brand new idea.
Brand new idea.
Brand new engineering.
Yeah.
So it's kind of changed the way that timber buildings can be built.
Okay.
Kind of, and it was done without any crazy tools.
Yeah.
So it hasn't. We haven't got German tools.
How many stories was it?
3.
That's crazy.
But just, I'll show you a picture of some. It's just how the timber is incredibly little, whereas timber's usually really big.
Yeah. Oh, this is a very fascinating topic. For me, it's always so interesting.
But we took quite an academic approach to it. Like we questioned how do we do this?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's a good thing about it, because many a times when we start practicing, we forget about that physics approach.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ignore it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that physics approach is quite lively, because you always now become very.
Is that a shop?
Yeah.
It's bazaar shop. So we become very, when you take that approach, you actually dig deeper into details of what really you're doing.
Yeah. Why are you doing it?
And why you're doing it.
How are you doing it?
Yeah.
And who you're doing it for? Yeah. So we're not doing it for.
And where you're doing it.
So we didn't do it. We didn't make the timber smaller for. But we made the timber smaller because it meant that more people could build out of timber.
Yeah.
And therefore, more people build out of timber, then it's a better carbon answer.
Yeah.
Because timber holds onto the carbon, so it's a carbon better.
Yeah.
Approach.
So how has the New Zealanders now adapted to that analogy? Are they now trying to tap into that type of approach?
Yeah. So our building was the first carbon zero building in New Zealand.
Wow, carbon zero.
Carbon zero.
When you say carbon zero, you mean no concrete?
No. So it's got concrete in it.
Yeah.
What it means? It's got some steel in it. It's got aluminium windows.
Okay.
But what it means is that all the carbon, all the carbon that's been released in making the building.
Yeah.
So from the mining of trees to the mining of concrete to the transportation
Yeah.
to everything.
Yeah.
To building the building.
Okay.
the amount of carbon that's embedded in the building. Take a photo of these guys. Is that? Take a photo of these guys.
She was saying that
should ask
you should ask. No, you can ask. It's easier for you to ask.
Is that right?
Maybe.